I just got here, and it's time to talk about Kuon this episode in Blue Lock, honestly, because I feel it was a very Kuon focused episode, even though it had some hype moments. I feel like they tried to give a bit of justification, or at least explaining what or why Kuon did what he did, which I can understand at some level also, but I don't think it doesn't even come close to excuse what he did in this episode. But also see that what happened last episode with everybody awakening doesn't just apply to our team Z. Also have the other team experiencing the same things, especially with Nagi, just showing how much of a monster he is. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, like I said, this is pretty much looking at the match mainly through Kuon's eyes, and we see him being very shocked that the score is actually a draw, 3-3, and even try to somehow pump the other team into doing more so he can still get ahead. And we'll get to Kuon slowly as we go through the episode. Now, what I liked was Reo wanting to prove himself, actually doing something on his own, which, yes, but I feel like he's very dependent on Nagi, which I can see that he discovered Nagi during that flashback that we saw. But Nagi is the centerpiece of this entire team, even though Reo is kind of the coordinator of the team. Nagi is the linchpin that is literally holding this team together. Now, my favorite thing in this episode wasn't the hype moments and everything that we saw. Raichi. Raichi, I feel like, was the MVP of this episode with his stalker mode that frustrated Reo to no end, along with Isagi, kept limiting Reo's options, but Raichi was the MVP, them basically putting Reo in chains, limiting everything he could do there. But at the same time, cornering Team V like this, like a cornered animal, allowed Nagi to awaken in the same sense that everybody did previous episode, sensing that Reo was about to lose and asks for the ball, actually taking initiative, which we haven't seen him so far getting serious and going past everyone, just even playing with Zanetsu and going hard and hard, and even questioning himself why he's doing what he is doing here. His instincts started to kick in, finally finding something to be passionate about, wanting to challenge himself. And his scores pretty impressive, I gotta give it to him. While hurts to see him score there, I really like the way he plays, very unconventional, very out of the box football. It feels like a animal on the field, just pure instinct. And things got worse and worse for them. Now you see, just starting to lose hope, wanting to play on defensive, figuring out how to win. This is the moment where Raichi was the MVP, not just his stalker mode, telling them, hey, get your shit together. It doesn't matter what, if we're gonna play on defense, it doesn't matter if it's gonna be a draw. We need to attack and attack and attack, just giving them a kick in the ass that they sorely needed over here. And this is why Raichi was the MVP. Keep attacking until you're dead. You are strikers. Kind of got some sense into the to say the least. Now, I feel like this was also a build-up episode for the next one, because slowly we see Isagi sensing that there's something missing, why he can't score, slowly trying to figure out his own weapon, and the biggest obstacle also being Nagi, now that he is in his monster mode, so to say. Bachira also doesn't have that many options. They also have only 10 players. We still have Chigiri versus Zantetsu. That fight was still going on. Nagi even gets involved into the fight, anticipating that Chigiri was gonna get past Zantetsu. But this is where we have Isagi coming in, and he kind of anticipates, slowly starts to figure out how to use his weapon, knowing what Nagi is going to do, or not what he's going to do, but where he is going to be, anticipating the weak spots on the field, because you can't really anticipate what Nagi is going to do. This is where we have Chigiri running and almost scores, but he hits the post. Gagamaru tries his best, also shoots, but Reo comes in clutch and stops it. Now we have Kunigami with the monster shot and actually scoring. So it's back to being equal again, draw. But this is where reveal that this was all according to Keikaku or according to plan. The puzzles fit in with Isagi, and he was the one that made this play happen. But even himself questioning, how did I do this? What happened? Still hasn't found the last missing piece with how his weapon actually works. But slowly and slowly you see going through the motions with everything that happened, saying he ran the simulation using both his awareness as in his eyes and his brain at the same time to be this playmaker, to make everything go according to what he does. Now I like this quite a lot, but I feel like this is a setup for next episode, especially after the way the episode ended. This is where it comes in as to why I said this was a Kuon episode, because we see a bit of a flashback with him, how his soccer team started, or his soccer club with his friends, them having this big dream, going to the nationals, enjoying football, playing a bit more serious. But this is where everything starts breaking apart, because he was the only one that was serious about what he said, going to the national, playing a bit more serious, analyzing what they did wrong, wanting more from his teammates, which I feel I understand it at some level. I'm also very competitive when it comes to games, especially with my friends. But at the same time, it doesn't excuse what he did, how he, after what happened with his team, the way he kind of changed or kind of became this asshole, or maybe he always was the asshole and started doing these underhanded things, cheating, playing with the other teams, refusing to play backroom deals. No, it's all okay to be competitive. It's understandable. Sometimes you play with people that are not as serious as you about a specific thing, a hobby, a team, work, things like that. But doesn't excuse you taking it out on them, making the game not fun for them, but also at the same time doing what you did with this team just for you to get ahead. This is what's considered a dick move, and doesn't excuse what Kuon did, but I can understand it from his perspective. I still want Raichi to kill him or punch him at least, leave them alone in a room. I still don't like Kuon even after this episode, but I can sort of understand it. Now, this is where he slowly tries to see that, hey, I'm still in a good position even if it's a draw, but it's not that easy even if it's a draw, because Kunigami also scored 3 goals. So things are not going according to his plan, even though the team is playing with only 10 players. This is where we have Nagi actually taking even more initiative, playing with Zantetsu, long pass there. But Isagi again anticipates where Nagi is going to be and always behind him. Kind of some inspiration for Raichi from Raichi's stalker mode. Now Nagi plays again much better than probably everybody on that field currently. Maybe in the future we're gonna have everybody else leveling up, but Nagi is the best player on the field there, and it's not even close. Even passes with his back there and kind of puts Isagi into panic mode. We have Nagi just about to score in the last second there, and then we have Kuon doing what is called a pro gamer move and tackles, like actually tackles. Doesn't try to stop Nagi, well, stops him, but not in a legit way, so to say, just completely tackles him, and this gets him a red card and a free kick for Team V. Now, he saved the day there, but this entire situation was entirely of his own making. But also at the same time, kind of putting him into this extreme situation allowed everybody to awaken to their own powers, improvise, adapt, overcome. But again, even him saving this and sacrificing himself like this, no. I still don't like you, Kuon. I'm not gonna forgive you. Doesn't excuse what you have here, and at the same time you have him trying to cheer them on in his own way, telling them, hey, do your best, but I'm still going to be the best. So he still has that ego about him, and all of them saying, yes, we will win, especially Isagi. But at the same time, we have the trio, Zantetsu, Nagi, and Reo, getting serious. They don't even want a draw, they actually want to win properly against this team. So everybody got fired up. Now the free kick comes in, Iemon trying the same thing, overthinking, going through the motion. What is Reo gonna do? But hey, it's a striker, show off. Of course he's gonna try to score, and Reo actually tries to score. Iemon stops stops it, and I really like how it went back and forth from each of them, with Iemon stopping it. Zantetsu tries to go for it, runs. We have Raichi stopping him. Again, Raichi MVP. And Nagi says they need one more goal. It felt like he was this monster with one track mind, and everybody jumps in front of the in front of him, trying to stop him. He just slowly lobs it over them. I thought, is he actually gonna score, and they're gonna have to score one more before they can win, or if they can. But then we have Gagamaro coming in clutch and barely stopping it. Now we have Isagi getting the ball, and Kuon actually cheering Isagi on, and we have Isagi getting a bit more serious. And this is why I think this was also very Kuon focused episode, and more of a setup for next week, which I think that Isagi is gonna be the one that has this epic hype moment, which I can't wait for it. Having that grin on my face, this is why I'm watching this series. But this was a bit more toned down episode. So yeah, very excited for next week to see how every piece falls into place for Isagi, and see him actually use his weapon properly, not just bits and pieces with it as we have seen so far. So next week is looking like it's going to be very interesting, but I'm also very curious, how do you feel about Kuon after what he did in this episode? Have you forgiven him? Do you think he still has a place into the team? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, as you guys know, if you have been watching my videos, we have started a new podcast, me and Oldish, Because Anime podcast. Make sure you check it out. The link is in the description. Every Wednesday there's gonna be a new episode, and it has been super excited. But back with Blue Lock. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Blue Lock. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.